It's War Dragon time! RPW here with another beginner's guide to War Dragon series. Now today we're going to be going over our 4-part series. I know this was supposed to come out yesterday, but the event wasn't open and I thought, oh no, I can't show the prizes. So it is a day late. Now again, this 4-part series wraps up today. We're going to be going over collecting prizes. If you haven't seen my first 3, be sure to check those out in the beginner's guide series. Now, this is the event. If you are super new and a super beginner, then you probably don't even know what an event is. So the event is going to be the little diamond or the island. And when you select that, it's going to show you under the About section what you have to do in order to gain points in this event. Now, specifically, this is the Feeding Frenzy event, which means you have to feed your dragons. Now, if you're super low level, you're going to have a very difficult time, of course, feeding your dragons, especially if you don't have a perch. But in order to gain points, you will gain 1 point every time you spend 10 pieces of food on upgrading a dragon or on feeding your perch. Now, let's go ahead and go in and see what these points get you. If you select Point Achievement, once you reach 1,000 points, you will unlock your first set of prizes. We'll go ahead and click on that so you can see what it is. This is going to give you so many egg tokens, rubies, sigils, speed ups, and so forth. Now, they are very, very little on what you can earn in the very beginning, but as you climb up this chain or this ladder and you get more and more points, you can unlock more and more prizes. There'll be, larger amounts of sigils and rubies and so forth in each one as you climb up. With that being said, the higher you climb, you're going to find yourself getting bigger and bigger prizes. Right now, I think this is where I'm going into next, but you can actually unlock more than what you can see on this page, and I'll show you what I mean. So if we scroll all the way down to the 4 million marker, you're going to see that there's a dead end. Like for me, it shows a dead end, which is some pretty awesome prizes. You're getting 1,000 egg tokens, and you're getting 500 sigils, but let's say you still have more dragons to feed. Well, they will unlock more beyond that, so you don't have to worry about that. Now let's go over team achievements. Team achievements are prizes that you and your teammates can earn by working together to unlock things. For example, 10 members on our team have unlocked the 20,000 point marker, which got us these lovely 6 prizes here. And every time that this gets unlocked, everyone on your team will actually get to, claim this prize as well. Once you get down a little further, same thing. Now, something I want to specifically point out about this is if you join a team after the event begins, you will not be eligible for this. So if you're one that's jumping from team to team and not seeing these, this is why. You really have to be with that team before the event begins. Now, this is the one we're working on right now towards the 300 sigils, but if you notice at the very bottom, there is one that can get you over 1,000 sigils, but it takes 40 players reach the 600,000 points. So if your team makes that, you should be very, very proud because that is not an easy feat. Okay, so the next thing I really want to go over with everyone is going to be your team ranking. Now, the more your team works together, the more points they earn together, and this will give you a rank within your league. Now, right now, we are currently standing in 3rd place, which is going to get us 375 sigils and all these other cool goodies. And this will not be able to be claimed until the event has ended. And then at the very top, you'll notice that the 1st place winner is actually going to earn more. Now, these particular prizes are set to your league. Now let's go ahead and hop over to the player global ranking. So these are going to be what you've earned against all the players when it comes to the global amount. Now, if you're in the top, I think it's like 2,000, then you can earn extra prizes for that. Now let's go ahead and go over to team quests. This is the last way you can earn little goodies. So every time you finish a specific quest on that day within a 24-hour period, you will unlock a prize, but the coins will actually help you unlock levels of chests. Now, every time you unlock a specific chest level as a team, your prizes will grow. So it's really a great way to get yourself some more stuff. However, I feel like the quests have become like a chore for me. Very, very meticulous. right, so let's go ahead and go into the Seasons tab. This is where you're going to spend the sigils that you earn in all the things we just discussed. Now, if you'll notice, Springville Season, which means this is where you spend your Springville sigils, which do not forward into the following season. Now, I specifically focused on 4 and on Oksana, and of course, I also went and got my egg token bonus, which is the booster, level. Now, I want to go over that first before we go into focusing or not focusing in on one dragon. Now, the reason I like the booster is because unless you don't do your missions, but when you do your missions and you're one of those that at least does a handful every week, this is going to give you the ability to double the amount of egg tokens you make. If you don't, let's say you don't ever do egg token missions, then it may not be worth finishing that line out for yourself. However, everybody really should be working towards those. Now, you will get energy packs, you're going to get gold chests, but I think one of the really cool things about this particular boost is the 45 inner fires you're going to earn. If you're low level, that is really going to help you out with some major points during a PvP. Now, they are expanding this out to be 125%, so there will be a slight change on this, and I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to see, what prizes will be between that bonus, 100% bonus and the 125. So we'll see when that starts up. Okay, so one of the things that a lot of higher level players want me to help get people to understand on their team is that a lot of players are going out and not really focusing in on one dragon line. Now, I am not a true believer of this. And in some senses, yes, I agree, but there are some things that make me disagree with this. And number one is, like, for example, if you're a very low level player, let's say you just started playing this past month, you're about to start into a new season, which means you're not going to have much when it comes to the dragons that are going to help you during PvPs. With that being said, I do feel that you're actually going to have more benefit for selecting 3 dragons to maybe the gold stone than to get 1 dragon clear to, let's say, the garnet stone. And the reason I say that is because when you're lower level, you're going to have a lot of, trouble, getting the type of sigils that is needed in order to attain one specific prize on page 2. Where you're going to be able to, every event, knock out a line if you're only focusing in on the first page of each dragon. So for me, if you are very, very low level, and when I say low level, I mean you, like I said, you're like in the purple stones, then I would only focus on the first page of a few dragons. Now, the reason I say this is because then these dragons are going to be able to help you in your next event gain a much better prize point. So if you have 3 dragons in the gold stone, once you reach your gold evolution stone, these dragons are going to be your big dragons. They're going to be much stronger than the things that you have particularly bred within your breeding castle. So when PvPs come, or when you're supposed to be collecting lumber against other players of your level, you're going to have a very strong dragon to help you through that. However, once the next season begins, because of those dragons, you're going to gain more and more prizes, bigger points, which means you should really be focusing that point on one specific dragon. Now, if you are mid-level, let's say a level, I guess it's not really mid-level, but let's say you're a level 50 and you have only reached to the goldstone level, should you focus in on one or should you focus in on multiple? Well, in that sense, you definitely don't want to focus in on multiple. You're going to want to focus in on one dragon as far as you can get it. And the reason is because that first page only goes to gold, which means by the next season, you're going to find yourself going, now my dragon is no use to me. So it literally to me depends on where you're falling at in your dragon levels. Now, if you're higher level, it's a given. Focus in on one dragon, get it as far as you can. However, if you find yourself in the position like when I did with Samrod here and with 4, I was working on them both and I found that I didn't like Samrod So once I got to a certain point, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go any further. I want to go ahead and just go work on Oksana. That is something that's understandable. However, I get it. You get excited. You want to push out and get as many prizes as you want. But please know that as you go higher up in that branch, they're actually cheaper versus what you're getting. So instead of 100 elemental embers for, whatever, you're actually getting a lot more for a lot less. So you're actually better off to climb up in a line. But like I said, if you're lower level, do what I did, which is, focus in on 3 or 4 dragons in one season so they can help you in your next event. And that's what I did my first event, which was the Nightmare Collection during this last fall. And I do still think that is the reason I attained 3 maximized dragons during that following winter season. So hopefully that helps you guys understand that a little bit more. Now, once the new season begins, I will, of course, bring out the prizes and we'll kind of talk about what I'm going to go for, and that might help you make decisions on what you might want to do. But until then, I wish you guys the best. And remember, guys, spin those sigils because they will not be available come this next season. All right, so that's it for today's video, guys. Be sure to leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell for notifications. Happy hunting!